Hello everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you're here for the first time. If you have been here before, then you might know that there has been a severe dry spell on this channel. I actually don't know how long it's been since I've uploaded a YouTube video or even recorded one, so if this one's a bit rusty, then that might be why. It has been, let me just have a little look. It has been a whole 6 months since I last uploaded on this channel, and in that time I've honestly received an overwhelming amount of support for what I've been doing previously, so that's kind of why I'm back into it. If you want to know why I didn't upload a video for 6 months, then leave a little comment. I'll maybe upload that type of thing in the future. But for right now, we're going to keep it nice and positive, and we're going to go through all the comments on one of my previous videos that's got way more views since I last uploaded a video than I ever could have imagined. So if you're one of the 200 to 300 people that have subscribed to this channel since I last uploaded a video, hello, thank you for joining us. You can now say that you are one of the first 300 people to subscribe to this channel, and that's going to be an exclusive club in the future. So without further ado, let's get into it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this video is basically a little video that I made about what it is like to go and do accountancy at university, and basically little things that I picked up whilst I was there that you might want to know if you're going yourself. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave the link to that in the description. You can go down there, have a little look. Also, whilst you're down there, you might see a little red subscribe button. You can choose to click that if you like what you see today. If not, don't bother. I won't be too worried about it. But without further ado, let's get right into the comments that you guys left. And if you're wondering why I keep looking down here, I've got my laptop here that's going to have all the comments up on it. So if I reference down to my left, then that is why. Let me just sort these comments and just have a little read through them quickly to see what I'm actually delving into. I have responded to a good amount of them. I think that during the period in which I wasn't uploading, I kind of was keeping less tabs on what was going on. So if I did miss responding to your comment, then I do apologize. I will reply to every single comment on this video if you do want to leave one. Okay, so there's obviously quite a few comments on this video, so if I don't look at yours in this video, don't feel offended. There are quite a few comments that are quite similar, so I'll kind of group them into one. So we'll first just start off with this one from Laksh Sharma. Apologies about the pronunciation, that's probably completely wrong. But they say, "Hi, I'm not a great maths student. I struggled a bit on my A-level mathematics exam to get an averagely good grade, but I'm considering doing accounting and finance as an undergrad degree. Do you think it's a good idea, or will I struggle throughout college to get good grades given my history with math?" Now this is an interesting one because in the video I do say that the written skills are very important, and you know, the maths is important because, you know, most of it is like simple arithmetic, but when it comes to more in-depth maths and stuff that's going to be way more complex, the only thing that I think I struggled with the most was our statistics modules, which were all about percentages and probabilities, which I struggled with a lot because I hadn't done it before, and also I had a really hard time going to lectures at that period of my life, so I wasn't really keeping on top of it. So I think that was the most complex maths that I had. At other universities it might be different. Obviously I went to the University of Dundee, so they might have a different structure at looking at it than other people, but it definitely seemed more to be written focused than maths focused. So as for the response to this comment in particular, I think you'll be okay. You just need to kind of focus in on the stuff that you're going to struggle on the most and make sure that you're putting in the right amount of effort to get through whatever you're finding difficult. Okay, so the next comment that I'm going to go for is another one that quite a few people were mentioning, and this one's from Sharon Charles. Again, apologies if that's incorrect, but they say, "Is it going to be a right decision for international students to choose UK for a Masters in Accounting and Finance or FinTech? As there is a scarce in jobs for these roles, will it be really hard to find a job during the 2 years stay back period?" It's an interesting one because, you know, I have since graduated from doing accounting and finance. When I uploaded this video, I believe it was during my final exam. So I've graduated. I ended up getting a 2-2 in my degree. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in this video actually that getting a 2-1 is really crucial because, you know, these graduate jobs that come straight out of university, they require 2-1. So I couldn't get any of those jobs. I had a really tough summer actually trying to get a job in the accounting sphere, to the point that I literally just didn't go and be an accountant. So that's a little insight into my own existence there. But I'd say that if you are a determined individual and you think that you can do it, you can do it. You can get a job wherever you want to, because, you know, all it takes at the end of the day is you to put in the effort and get the grades that you need, and then smash out any interview that you get, and then you'll be able to get a job wherever. The problem that I had is that I kind of chucked away the first few years of university through being too involved in the wrong aspects of it. You kind of need to actually focus and do the work so that you can get where you want to be. So I'd say, in regards to Sharon's comment here, there are a scarce number of jobs. It is true, but if you believe in yourself and if you're going to put in the work, it's definitely worth it, because you can get whatever you want to get. So another comment that's kind of similar to the last one from Sharon, but it also has a different angle on it, is this one from Lewis, or Louis, unsure which, as always. And they say, I don't know what I want to do in the future at all, and not even sure if I have any interests for any degrees in university, but I've been looking at accounting and finance. Is accounting and finance broad? I don't think I want to be an accountant due to the competitive nature, as I said. Would it allow me to get other finance related roles and jobs, or am I better off doing another degree? It's a tough one again, because, you know, accounting is very much, you do accounting, you become an accountant. But when you have the and finance, the accounting and finance, you kind of do have another sort of string to your bow. So it means that if you do graduate, you can go into somewhere in a finance company, or you could go into accounting. So it's broad in that sense. I'd say if you're looking to do something more businessy, then definitely go for a business degree. If you're looking to do definitely something to do with finance, then definitely do something towards finance. But I'd say it is broad. You do have options. And as I've said to a lot of people that I'm close to recently who are thinking about going to university or struggling to know what they're going to do after university, a lot of graduate positions simply just ask for you to have a degree. It doesn't specify where it needs to be. I'd say with a lot of graduate programs, you do just get away with having a degree, a good degree, and then have maths and English at high grades at high school, or middle school, or A levels. I'm very confused when it comes to the English system of schooling, but yeah. So when it comes to this comment in particular, I'd say it is broad. I personally am now working in a finance firm. I'm trying to work my way up to be a financial advisor. I think that's what I'd like to do with my life. So I'd say in that sense it is broad, in that I got into working in a finance firm, but also I've gone in at quite a base level. So if you're looking to do a degree and get straight into a good position in a firm, then maybe it would be good to go somewhere and be more specialised. And so I think this will be the last comment that I go through on this video. It's from Alan Matthewson. I think I might have actually pronounced that one correctly. And they say, why go to university to study accounting? And to sum up the rest of the comment, it's very well written, but it's very long. So basically what they're saying is that when you become an accountant, you need to do 3 years at least of professional examinations, no matter what you are doing. And that's on top of doing your degree. Whereas if you just don't do a degree and you go straight into a job, then you can just bypass that whole first 4 years, get straight into the professional exams and streamline your way into that. And so it's a very good point. You know, if you want to become an accountant and you know exactly what you want to do coming straight out of college or straight out of high school or straight out of A levels or whatever you're doing, then that is a fantastic option, because you can kind of cut out that sort of middle period of being like a poor student, and you can just get straight into a job, which is great. However, I think for a lot of people, the time at university is really good for becoming who you are, becoming, you know, more mature, and kind of having that period in the middle where you're sort of working out what it's like to be an adult, because it's, for most people, the first time that you're living away from home. It's the first time you're having that sort of extra extra responsibility in your life. So in that way, it's very good for development of you as a character, as a person, as someone who's going to be good to be employed. I think if I personally went straight into a job at 17 or 18, I would have been absolutely terrible because I didn't have my head screwed on. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I think it's difficult for anyone at that age to kind of actually put in the dedication to a job, you know, especially when it's full time. It's a big commitment, you know, that's taking up 5 out of your 7 days every single week. So if you know exactly what you want to do and you're driven enough to have a full-time job at that age, then by all means go straight into the job, because it's not worth going to university. But if you do want to experience the university life, you want to kind of grow it a bit and learn what it's like to be out with your parents' house or wherever you've been living previously, and also just like actually develop some initial skills when it comes to whatever job you're going into, then university is very, very important for that. So personally, that's why I went. It also meant that, you know, I thought I wanted to be an accountant when I was 17 years old, and now I'm not being an accountant. So if I was to have gone straight into being in an accounting job full time, I might have just given up on everything altogether. So at least I sort of had a fallback with going to university, and that I could have become an accountant. I didn't. I'm now working in a finance firm. So those are the kind of cons and pros for going to university based on that comment. And I think that that's a good place to wrap it up. You know, I think it's very important that you do whatever you want to do when it comes to going to university. A lot of different people are going to have a lot of different opinions, and I've said it in videos many times before. If you're new here, you won't have heard me say this before, because I only had like 80 subscribers last time I was speaking to people, whereas now I've got 350. So to the 350 of you who are potentially watching this, I would say just do what you want to do. It's not important what your parents say or what your school says or what everyone else around you is doing. Just do what you want to do what feels right at the time. You can always go to university later in life. You don't need to go straight away. But at the end of the day, it is a good opportunity, and it is something that you know, if I hadn't done, then my life would be completely different. I don't regret going to university as much as I haven't got a job in the space in which I went to university to get. That's not something that I'm sort of worried about now. So that's sort of my closing statements on that one. And if you have got to this point in the video, then thank you very much for staying. That's very much appreciated. As I mentioned earlier, the subscribe button is there if you do want to join us here on this journey. I'm really glad to be back making YouTube videos, hopefully now consistently again. So you can start to look for videos on Mondays at 6 p.m. That's going to be my new upload time. One video a week to start off with, just whilst I'm kind of getting my feet back on the ground. Hopefully that'll increase in the future, and maybe I'll be able to start doing this all the time, because, you know, I do like sharing my opinions. I do like talking to people. So, you know, if you do want to leave a comment, I will definitely respond to it. And yeah, I really do appreciate everyone that's joined on this journey so far. So thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you next time. And that's me out. Thank you very much.